And if we look, what would that portfolio grow to over time? I've looked here and compared both of the deal structures. So on the left, if they take the $30 million all cash deal, again, pay their taxes, buy the Vail condo, reinvest in that 40-60 moderately conservative asset allocation, and live off of the portfolio spending $300,000 per year after taxes and grown with inflation, how much will they likely have left 30 years down the road when they hit age 90? Well, the good news is they're still going to have a lot, about $72.6 million. Now, what if they take the leveraged recap deal? Here, what I've done is I've stress tested 3 different outcomes for the equity rollover piece into their new venture. And starting with the stock worthless, what that means is, what if there is no second bite at the apple? What if the upfront cash is the only liquidity event they get, and in fact, that equity rollover stub turns out to not have value going forward? Well, the good news is, even in that circumstance, after living off the portfolio for the next 3 decades, they'd still have a $51.5 million legacy to pass along to their kids and grandkids. And if you go all the way to the right, the $12 million sale, that's really what everyone expected, is that if they were able to continue to grow earnings as they had in the past and they retire some of that debt over the next 5 years, they were expecting that $6 million equity piece to about double in value and be sold for $12 million. And if they did that, gosh, now at 90, they'd have an $83.9 million portfolio to pass along, a very sizable estate. So at some point, they were likely going to need to address the potential estate tax ramifications, but we'll get to that in just a minute. Ultimately, that upside, it did appeal to them enough that they did decide to go with the sale to the private equity firm and do the recapitalization. So at that point, we started to address some of their secondary objectives.
Be sure to subscribe and hit the bell for notifications about new videos and interviews. And introduce yourself in the comments. Are you a buyer or a seller?